Just like a cheetah hunting down a gazelle, or a rocket rising towards space, the anatomy of the specimen dictates the locomotion. As talked about prior, ammonites are an extinct class of mollusks whom are part of the cephalopoda class. Now an ammonite may not move as fast as a cheetah, or rise towards the sky with enough force to vaporize a human, but knowing how it moved and where it moved can help us subdivide the geologic time. Now, what is the anatomy of the ammonites? And more importantly, how is this anatomy useful for their locomotion? Ammonites were successful marine predators due to their neurally buoyant shell combined with their ability to swim by using jet propulsions. Ammonites had tissues made of aragonite, a mineral, that was 3 times denser than seawater, resulting in sinking. Thanks to its phragmocone, the chambered part of the shell, and the camera, the actual chambers which are divided by thin walls called the septa, the ammonite is able to float. This is due to the chambers being filled with gas. The gas is able to be displaced through hyperosmotic active transport processes, which empties water out of the chamber. In other words, through increasing gas, it therefore increases the volume, which results in a displacing of the water, allowing the ammonite to float. The downfall then comes with the floating backpack of a shell is that it wouldn't be able to catch fast-moving prey. However, due to some physics, we can explain how the ammonites were able to move. Through the use of the center of mass and the center of buoyancy of the fluid displaced, the ammonite is able to orient itself through water columns. Think of the ammonite like a hot air balloon. The gondola is what the passengers stand in and is the heaviest part of the structure, just like the phragmocone. Therefore, it's the center of mass. But the volume of the gondola is far less than the bag of hot air, just like the gas camera, which is the center of buoyancy. If the wind pushes the gondola side to side, then the center of mass will not remain below the center of buoyancy, making it unstable orientation, or moving in the case of the ammonite. The gondola, ammonite, will swing until it's under the balloon, center of mass and center of buoyancy are aligned, allowing both the gondola and our friend the ammonite to float. Like a balloon with a jetpack, the ammonite also had the ability to perform jet propulsion. Think of a jet as a simple machine. It takes fluid in through one end, compresses it, and then releases the pressurized fluid through the other end, causing jet movement forward. In ammonites, they use their muscles, specifically their siphuncle, which passes through the septa, to perform a hyperosmotic active transport, as mentioned earlier, to squeeze out water from the mantle cavity through the hyponome to produce strong jet propulsions. However, the camera of ammonites were not that good for producing powerful jet movements because the mantle cavities were too long. However, this is highly inefficient, as it is a waste of energy. However, as inefficient as it may be, the jaw structure of the ammonites made up for the floating balloon with the jetpack. The jaw structure of the ammonites were incompatible with biting and tearing prey. Every structure has its own unique function. The ammonites fortunately had a more beak-like jaw with robust radular teeth. As a scavenger with its radular teeth, jet propulsion and floating allowed it to sieve small prey such as tiny crustaceans and juvenile ammonites for a nice tasty meal. Unfortunately, due to extinction, studying jaw structures have been mostly focused on the nautilus. Our friend the ammonite may not be a cheetah hunting a gazelle or a rocket shooting towards the sky, but it had its functions. It lived, loved, and lost. Got a burning question? Feel free to comment down below. And if you're interested in learning more about ammonites, check out part 3 of our series.